Hello everybody. As you can see, my native language is French, therefore I will try to speak the best English I can. And something else, I have to follow a text so that I don't forget important details, and this way I make better video with a better structure. And for those who find my video without going through my website, let me introduce myself. My name as a self-taught and multidisciplinary scientist is Gilles Lauzon Urtubise, and I am the owner of the first human multi-intelligence.com. Then as you know, the title of my video is First of Six Extraterrestrial Gravitational Technology. Well, the alien or the extraterrestrial are just human like us, but the only difference then is which have a better technology than us. So of course their civilization is it's older than us, so that's why they have a better technology than us. And so because of this they can come here to visit us then. So when it comes to aliens, in long time ago, I have spent much of my lifetime not caring about their existence because I was preoccupied with a lot of other issues. But about 1 year after I started studying in astrophysics, so it's early February 2014 or 2014. so it was about early February 2015. Then I am discovering through my research a new basic gravitational technology of a first generation, which can be reproduced by a spaceship. And shortly thereafter, that it could be driven to produce a second gravitational generation and a third gravitational generation, but still not being certain at that time that I could replicate my new gravitational technology from the first generation. Subsequently, and 1 year and 6 months after the start of my self-taught studies in astrophysics, and yes, I start to studying astrophysics from zero knowledge. So then I decided to start producing a pattern around June 2016. Subsequently, and shortly after starting to produce other documents for my first draft patterns, I think back to the possibility that the extraterrestrial or aliens or other human like us could exist, and I begin to believe in their real existence around July 2016 because of several events that are reported by credible individuals in some reports on TV5 Monde, TV5 Monde, and Planet Plus Canada. So those channel is a French channel. So amongst other things, an official video which is in French is OVNI sous les tropiques, l'affaire des Baba Michelin, and when I translate it directly it's UFO in the tropic, the affair of the Michelin Babas, which relate the story of a farmer, Mr. Luce Fontaine, from Réunion Island, which is a French island, who described on July 31, 1968, seeing an object. Well, it's little after these date, because that's the date when he see the aliens, but some few days after of July 31, 1968, he said seeing an object which is in the shape of an oval cabin about 25 meters from him, and which is suspended about 5 meters above the ground. The oval cabin features dark blue hands and a center that is lighter, more transparent, and much like the windshield of a 404 car. So yes, the center, it was like a windshield. So that's why they can see through that kind of windshield. And with the presence of two standing beings, small, about 3 feet high, wrapped from head to toe in a sort of jumpsuit, like Michelin men. In addition, the UFO landing left behind a large circular array of burned grass. So an indisputable physical trace of a large circular array of burned brass, which was produced by unknown technology. And one of the logical things that can burn a circular array of grass, it's a powerful spherical ray around the oval cabin of the two aliens who wants to land safely. So a higher level of technology of their part that allow them to use atomic rays or some other kind, which serve to protect them from all forms of sudden and external dangers, and which can appear without warning and put their life in danger of death for a multitude of reasons, which are: 1. When they move in a small shuttle, they are relatively far from their mother spaceship, which happens to be their main home. When they are between 100, 150 or 200 AU, astronomical unit, or more of their own planet. 2. If its breakdown due to dangerous encounters or an attack by a land fighter jet, this can put their little shuttle down and put them in dangers of death. And 3, of course, a lot other unexpected reason of all kind that take too long to list, but they can make them their life in danger of death. On the other hand, the farmer described this extraordinary meeting without ulterior motive and for several reasons, which are: first, he was someone who only told his wife about it to keep it a secret. So that his first reaction is key, to keep it in secret. So no attitude of his part to derive any benefit from it, of course. Then 2, it was his wife, who is a teacher, who wanted to pass it on the other and to us, and after this to us. And 3, these are people who are rather reserved in their way of life, and because they in no way seek any benefit from this kind of unexpected encounter. And this has the consequence of making them perfectly credible, of course, then. So that's why I believe those people then. Subsequently, when on October 22, in the last 2020, I find myself working and partially viewing an interesting scientific documentary on Planet Plus Canada TV, and which is, I translate the text, and which is this one here. In French is OVNI Affaire d'État, so when it's translated, it's UFO, a matter of states. So, and what it says in the text behind, in 2019, the Navy confirmed the reality of video declassified a year earlier. Camera on board of hunters filmed the machines performing maneuvers impossible for land aircraft. This announcement follow the disclosure by the New York Times in 2017 of a U.S. program costing $22 million per year to study the phenomenon. And its name is, in large letter, it's AATIP for Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Then, and why are the world's leading power and others countries, including France, studying this phenomenon in such a serious and scientific way? Several personalities, a former of DGSE of France, the American senator behind the AATIP program, the former director of Japan in France, which is the CNES entity that studies the phenomenon, and other scientists are taking a new look at this subject. Well, after viewing a result of this video just have the effect of strengthening my belief in the existence of aliens and making me realize that they have mastered at least 6 gravitational technology, and their first gravitational technology of the first generation, and their gravitational technology and their basic gravitational technology of the first generation is probably the one they managed to produce first, like me, because it is the easiest to produce, well, to invent for me. However, this kind of basic gravitational of the first generation is so difficult to invent then that the possibility that another human being across the universe could be smart enough to invent it on their own, I do not believe so, for several reasons, which are: this human being must be able on his own to be able to invent so many theories, new ideas, new modification, and many other things that takes too long to list. To be able to form an imposing modern theory of how the universe works like mine. And among these things, there are many that I do not want to reveal for reason of industrial, intellectual, humanitarian, and many other secrets. Because I absolutely want to transmit and teach my immense intellectual and humanitarian powers to my future children. Also, if I haven't had children so far, it's because of my worst enemy, who is my biological genitor. But I still want to have children dispute my age, considering the fact that I am like my holy mother. I love children as much as she does and wants to have them at the next and future opportunity. 2. Basis of the difference in understandings I have in astrophysics compared to all other astrophysicists, to all other astrophysicists and scientists who are trying to decode how the way of the universe works on a macroscopic scale. My intellectual superiority are so immense that is right impossible for all others astrophysicists and scientists to have any chance of being able to succeed from their separate or collective human intelligence of being able to decode the functioning of the universe works on a macroscopic scale. So there's only a chance of being able to decode the extremely complex working of the universe on a macroscopic scale. It is only from a powerful, large and complex computer program which is capable from several power computer of being able to produce artificial intelligence of a level which is extremely high, so that he can generate large quantities of new ideas of all kinds like me. So a large quantity of many ideas which varies between crazy ideas to realistic ideas, so which all nuance between crazy and real one. So and then they should form group of scientists who brings together the best brain on the planet. Then after form several working groups of 5 or 10 scientists from several fields for them to review all the new ideas that are produced by the computer program of artificial intelligence of an extremely high level and by the powerful computers. For them to classify each ideas into one of the following 4 categories and contains. 2.1 a container that is used to receive the category of ideas that have a percentage of realism which varies between 0% and 25%. Number 2.2, a container that is used to receive the category of ideas that have a percentage of realism which varies between 25 and 50%. And 2.3, a container that is used to receive the category of ideas that have a percentage of realism which varies between 50% and 75%. And finally, 2.4, a container that is used to receive the category of ideas that have a percentage of realism which varies between 75% and 100%. After 3, then and immediately after the start of the accumulation of the first ideas that have the highest percentage of realism, all of those ideas that are experienced first and until it can lead to a big new idea, a big new modification, a big new technology like that of my new basic gravitational technology of the first generation, for example. And then experimented in second all the ideas which represent a percentage of realists which is lower, and so on for all the ideas that are worth experimenting with them. After this, so the reputation of all these experimental exercise must lead to produce of a valid theory or not. And when it leads to the production of a valid theory, this can legitimately fit into an imposing model theory of how the universe works on a macroscopic scale. And then, after experience in second, all the ideas that represent a percentage of realists that is lower, and so on, for any ideas worth experimenting with. After this, so repeating all these experimental exercises with all the additional ideas must lead to the production of additional valid or invalid theories. And when that led to produce to the production of additional valid theories, these can legitimately be listed on after the other, so as to produce between 50 and 100 new theory or more, which are all in agreement, so as to finally succeed in producing an imposing model theory of the functioning of the universe works on a macroscopic scale like mine. And 4, I do not believe, and until proven otherwise, that there can exist across the universe another human being who can have an intellectual level that is similar to mine. And my new first gravitational technology of the first generation was the easiest to invent, whereas in the case of all other civilizations in the universe, then I suspect they managed to produce it first through a development of artificial intelligence of a level that is extremely high. In addition, that's the only type of first generation spaceship that is extraordinary, because currently it is the only type of spaceship that can, from the moment it is built, be able to perform the following important mission. 1. Carry out at least 20 or more defensive space missions to prevent a comet or an asteroid from eating Earth, and in the worst cases, wipe out all of the humanity. 2. To transport a crew of 6 or more astronauts on the other side and away from the Sun, so between Earth and Mars, between Earth and Ceres, which is much more further away, between Earth and one of the several asteroids, but the one that could be interesting to visit, so the several asteroids in the main belt, and maybe between the Earth and one of the moons or satellite of Jupiter, but after the first mission, space mission then. And on the side of the Sun, between Earth and Venus, to take sample of all kind on its surface, or from about 1 meter about its surface, and maybe between Earth and one of the little asteroids that are between Earth and Mercury, and maybe between Earth and Mercury. And 3, many others type of space machine of all kind, which are too long to list, but to visit all the objects of the universe, but in robot mode, not with astronaut then. and other things. When you see the model of my extraordinary spaceship, you will be stunned and automatically won over by its extraordinary looks. Its look is amazing, is incredible, nice, and a great style too. In addition to my self-study in astrophysics of 5 years and 8 months to successfully decode the functioning of the universe works on a macroscopic scale, there is no mystery that I have failed to decode or solve. And if there any mystery to be discovered that I have yet to meet, I sincerely doubt that any mystery of the universe can withstand my very high intellectual powers in investigation, reflection, deep analysis, and inventiveness of all kind, and about all of other important intelligence than I have, than I can use to them. Because so far I have always managed to decode or solve all mystery that I have encountered, or at least provide at least a satisfactory explanation or more than one. And of all the and something else, all of my theories that going into my other theories of how the universe works on a macroscopic scale, there are none of them that can be called a theory of one or more accommodating mathematical or magical thoughts in any of kind then. Because all of my theory are based on one or more relationship of physical cause to physical effect and nothing else. In conclusion, my intellectual humanitarian ambition and my responsibility as a multidisciplinary and self-taught scientist and humanist is to advance the knowledge of the humanity, to protect everyone in society as such as I can, to protect the environment as much as I can, because it is the only house we have, and to protect as much as I can all the animals in the nature, because by protecting them we are also protecting us. And the term impossible is a term that I will never respect, and as long as I am sufficiently in good physical, intellectual, and mental condition. Then that's enough for this video, so thank you for viewing my video and welcome to my next video, which will reveal my opinion on other subjects in the universe. Thank you, goodbye now.